Introduction to Foundation Visualizer. What is Foundation Visualizer? Foundation Visualizer is a dynamic, interactive visual tool that you use to discover and explore foundations across the country. Because funder location relative to funding recipient can be a determining factor in whether an organization receives a grant or not, it's important to get a good sense of where funders are in your geographical area. With Foundation Visualizer, you can quickly focus on foundations in your state, county, or even city using the interactive foundation map, and effortlessly switch views to a detailed list of those foundations, which you can use to kickstart your prospect research. Tutorial Objectives. In this tutorial, we will show you how to view aggregate foundation information in Foundation Visualizer and switch between map, summary, and list views. How to refine your list so that you get only the foundations you're interested in your geographical area. How to view newly registered foundations in your area. How to add foundations you're interested in to a project in My Prospect Manager. After you have logged into Foundation Search, you'll be taken to the User Dashboard page. You can find a shortcut to Foundation Visualizer here. Under the Find Funder section, just click on the link. Alternatively, you can access Foundation Visualizer by going to the Find Funders tab and clicking on the Foundation Visualizer link under Search Foundations. On the Foundation Visualizer page, you can see a U.S. map representation of the foundations that can be found across the country. There are options you can select to modify how you view the foundations you're interested in. There are also search filters at the bottom of the page that allow you to focus on specific foundations you're interested in. We'll review each of these sections in more detail. By default, the view mode in Foundation Visualizer is set to Map. You can see here that in the U.S. there are over 112,000 foundations across the country. The legend to the right of the map shows the foundation number ranges by color. The darker the color, the greater the number of foundations in that state. Note that the map is interactive. That is, you can hover your mouse cursor over the map and get more information about a particular region or state you're interested in. You can even click on a state you want to investigate further. To get more detailed information on how many foundations are in that state. At the state level, you can see which counties and major cities have the most foundations. If you click on any of the counties or cities at this level, you can get a listing of all the foundations registered in that region. Just click on the county that interests you to view the list. If we switch to summary mode, we can see a table that lists all the states and the number of foundations in each. The table also includes the combined assets and income figures for all the foundations in each state. If you want to get more detail on a particular state, simply click on the state name. To get a listing of all the counties and the number of foundations in each county. If you click on the county name, you'll be taken to a listing of all the foundations in that county, along with the foundation city, state, year of most recent financial information available, and income and assets figures. As we've just seen, you can easily view a list of foundations by drilling down to this level of detail from the Foundation Visualizer map or summary views. List view is the finest level of detail available in Foundation Visualizer, and by default is sorted in descending order by assets amount. Clicking on any of the column headings allows you to resort if you choose. In List View, you'll also notice some icons below the foundation names. These icons are shortcuts that let you quickly view the specific data of that foundation, including the most recent IRS filing, grants that the foundation has given, foundation-related news items that have been captured, and any connected directors on the foundation board via director connections. Clicking on any of these icons opens up a new window where you can immediately review the data you're after. If you click on a foundation name, you'll be taken to the foundation's summary profile, an in-depth analysis of the foundation's information, including contact details, news items, granting analysis, IRS filings, and more. The wealth of information available in a summary profile will be covered in more detail in a separate video. At any time while you're reviewing data in Foundation Visualizer, you can choose to refine or modify your criteria by clicking the Modify Search button. Doing so will take you back to Foundation Search, where you can modify your criteria and rerun your search. You can also save what you see on Foundation Visualizer to My Searches so that you can view it again at a later time. Whether you're in Map View, Summary View, or List View, just look for the Save to My Searches button and click it to save your search. Another useful feature of this module is New Foundation Visualizer, which allows you to view only newly registered foundations in your area. You can access it one of two ways. On the Find Funders page, simply click the New Foundation Visualizer link. Or, if you're in Foundation Visualizer already, scroll to the bottom of the map, and under Selection Options, choose Newly Registered Foundations. Here, you can choose to include all newly registered foundations from the past 3 years, or just from the past year if you choose. Selecting the date range will refresh the map above, and you can see how many new foundations have been registered in the past year. If you want to see a list of those foundations, simply change the view mode to List. If you want to focus on newly registered foundations in a specific state, click Modify Search, select the state you're interested in, and click Search. Here you can see a list of the newly registered foundations in that state. We have reviewed all the different ways you can explore and present foundation data in Foundation Visualizer. Now let's review a quick example. Let's look for large foundations in the Denver area. In Foundation Visualizer Map View, click on the state of Colorado. In the filters below, select all assets ranges above 10 million. You can click here to make sure your search criteria are valid. Then click on the city of Denver to get a list of all the foundations in Denver. If you want to see which of these foundations are newly registered, select that option at the bottom of the list. And you can see there are 5 newly registered foundations in Denver with assets above $10 million. You can also save this search so that you can rerun it later. Once I've located the foundations I'm interested in using Foundation Visualizer, I can easily add them to a project I've set up in my Prospect Manager with just a few clicks. When I click on Add to my Prospect Manager, a new window will appear with my list results. Here, I can choose which foundations I want to add to my project. I can select all of them, or I can select just the ones I want. Then I can choose which project to add these to. Click Save and it's done. With my Prospect Manager, I can now easily manage all of my relationships with these foundations, plus have all their data available at my fingertips whenever I need, all in one place. We'll discuss how to take full advantage of My Prospect Manager in a different video. Tutorial Recap. In this tutorial, we have covered how to view aggregate foundation information in Foundation Visualizer and switch between map, summary, and list views. How to refine your list so that you get only the foundations you're interested in your geographical area. How to view only those foundations that have registered with the IRS within the past 3 years using new Foundation Visualizer. How to add foundations you're interested in to a project in My Prospect Manager.